Coming this summer, in the 23rd century AD, the Starfleet Command needs stalwart brave teams to lead their starship expeditions into the hallowed depths of space. They find a team willing to take on the challenge from the sewers of Manhattan. Now, 4 terrestrial terrapins are armed, they're dangerous, they're bold, and they will boldly go where no turtle has gone before. Starring April O'Neil as Lieutenant Uhura, Splinter as Commander Sulu, Michelangelo as Mr. Scott, Raphael as Dr. Bones McCoy, Donatello as Mr. Spock, Leonardo as James Tiberius Kirk, and introducing Oroku Saki as Khan Noonien Singh.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. So, when does it come out?
What do you mean?
When does the movie come out? Great production quality on the trailer, by the way, so I assume the rest of the money I loaned you is going to the actual movie, right?
I'm supposed to make a movie too? I thought all I had to do was make a cool looking trailer!
You spent $4,000 from our company account to make a trailer for a movie you don't even intend to make?
What? You think hiring Anika Noni Rose, Jackie Chan, Billy Connolly, Hugh Jackman, Nick Cage, Chris Evans, and Chow Yun-fat was a charity project?
You are paying back every cent. And in any case, that's not what Turtle Trek is. Here, go watch a few point of view ride-throughs and jump in when you're ready. Hey everyone, I'm SurferClock and he's TAP-G. And we're What's the Attraction, where our work is your vacation. It's been a while since we visited the realm of Shamu, so we figured it was high time we return. After all, we can't let Blackfish think it's one, now can we?
Even I'm not that gullible.
But slanderous documentaries aside, we're here to talk about Turtle Trek, an attraction that debuted back in 2012, and it's easily one of the coolest things at the park. It does more to get us to care about marine life than any libelous, peanut-backed, pretentious, fact-skewing, self-contradicting piece of cinematic filth could ever hope to. But it's not like we're naming names.
Hint, hint.
The theater was built back in 2011, incorporating the manatee rescue and reducing the alligator exhibit. It opened in April of 2012 and became one of SeaWorld's hottest attractions. Upon entering the attraction, guests walked by the tank of manatees.
You know, the ones who would so obviously be much better off released in the wild and in the vicinity of all those lovely boat propellers, especially the ones that were saved from said lovely boat propellers, because it's SeaWorld, it's evil, right?
In the tank after, we find what we've come to see. The sea turtles.
Oh, shout out to all my bros and sisters, keeping it real up where they walk, up where they run.
Michelangelo? Is that you?
What was that?
Oh, no need to overdo it on the motor, dude. It's all good. I'm just your good buddy Crush, coming at you from the EAC, bro. Just lending away all my great infinite turtle wisdom I've learned from 150 years of turtling it up as a turtle, dudes.
We could use someone turtle enough for the Turtle Club.
Dude. What can you tell us about the turtles in SeaWorld, Crush?
Dude, check it out. There's like a total of 7 species of sea turtles in the ocean today. And the relationships between you humanoids and us turtles has often been, dude, seriously? Our ancestors were hunting for food and for our shells. Seriously, not cool, brah.
We humans have a tendency to do that, especially the white ones.
And though yours truly is not down with hanging out in the crib such as that, I totally get it. Especially since my brethren there are too sick or too hurt to make it out in the big old blue. You feel me, dude?
We feel you, dude.
All the feels, dude.
After a SeaWorld team member gives a spiel about the various dangers sea turtles encounter out in the ocean and why they had to be rescued and rehabilitated at SeaWorld, we proceed down the hall, grab a pair of wraparound 3D glasses, and enter the dome. Now, if you've ever gone to a planetarium, the experience is similar, just this time you're equipped with 3D glasses and there are no chairs, only leaning rails. As in, do not sit on the leaning rails.
Once everyone settles in, the show begins, and what better way to begin a life story than with birth?
Hi, I'm the baby, brand new, just out. Gotta love me, come on, gotta love me.
This show is told point of view. We We are a baby sea turtle. In fact, we're all sea turtles, man. It's a metaphor, dude. We're all tiny, insignificant creatures in a huge universe that cares not if we live or die. Vulnerable to the crabs and the seagulls of a cruel, cruel fate. With our weak and soft shells that protect us from the bitter, harsh world, dude.
What?
Dude, all I got from that was dude.
It starts with a baby sea turtle and all his brothers and sisters making their way to the beach. As my colleague mentioned, you get attacked by a crab and then a couple seagulls that carry you high in the sky before dropping your shell into the sea below.
Once in the water, you are free to swim through the underwater realm of the ocean, through coral reefs with fellow turtles, dude. Almost getting caught in a fishing net, swimming through a sunken ship, dodging sharks, swimming through schools of fish, and so much more. It richly captures the splendor and beauty of the ocean by having you encounter a variety of perils and scenic views. All the way through, well, I suppose if it's reasonable to assume that if the show begins with life, it must end with, dude, not cool.
Actually, the show detours at the end and delivers its inspiring message to, quote, be an everyday hero.
Ha! So I can wear a cape outside. SeaWorld says it's okay.
No, that's not...
Dude, you look totally sweet wearing a cape, dude. I totally support it.
An everyday hero, as in clean up your garbage, those who live on the beach turn off their porch lights so as to not disorient the baby sea turtles, and other little things that can make a difference in the lives of sea turtles. Man, it's almost as though SeaWorld is a force for good, improving the lives of marine life everywhere.
So, dudes, how does it rank? Is it like, dude, or more like, dude?
Well, I've got to say, I've got to jump in here and be like, dude!
Dude!
It is so good. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. I really like this attraction. It's got such a nice gravitas to it, though I did get a little disoriented. Then again, it was my own fault because I got caught up in kind of looking around and seeing everything. Mm-hmm. So I did get a little disoriented. My suggestion would be to make sure that you focus forward.
Yeah.
Just look at what's in front of you. Try not to turn too much. Otherwise, you could, like me, get a little bit disoriented.
There is a lot to kind of focus on, but thankfully, this really utilizes a lot of really smart tricks to get you to focus on what you need to focus on. Kind of like the classic magician's trick of misdirection, so it can lead you from one story element to the next story element, as opposed to something like, say, Wild Arctic, not too far away, where it just kind of has a blizzard cutting away, and then suddenly you're in a whole different area. Yeah, you do go through a lot of different scenes, but it does so in a very gradual fashion, and I think being in a 3D dome, a 360 surround dome, really helps that.
And let me actually go back to something, too, that your 3D glasses are actually curved a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice touch. And the reason they do it is because it is a dome environment,
mm-hmm.
so that in your peripheral, you don't lose the 3D effect as it goes by.
Yeah.
I feel like more theme park shows should utilize this, particularly the Circle Vision stuff at Disney.
Yeah, because, I mean, the 360 circle vision that you see at China or O Canada or Timekeeper or whatever, it's nice, but the cameras either jiggle around or you see the screen separated, or for whatever reason, it doesn't quite take you there. It's a halfway step, and then you have something like Turtle Trek, which really immerses you, and it's breathtaking.
And sure, it may be entirely CGI, but man, does it look good. And I gotta say, just as an improvement to the area with the sea turtles and the manatees, this was, like, the best possible step up. I mean, not only does this create a better environment for actual learning,
yeah,
but this is an environmental attraction with kind of a really nice plot. It doesn't necessarily have a story, but the plot progression is it's perfect. It's exactly what you've come there to see. It gives you the message without beating you over the head with it. What was that other attraction that we reviewed that wasn't so subtle?
Circle of Life over at Epcot. Oh,
terrible.
This is the antithesis of that, whereas Circle of Life hammered you over the head with all the negative stuff humanity does, and talking of animal characters, and just this whole humans are bad thing. so that by the time it was over with, you just felt more depressed that we humans are polluting the planet. This really didn't spend a whole lot of time hammering in the negativity. You saw a dead coral reef, you saw a net that you almost get caught in, you see like porch lights being shown on, but they're very fleeting moments. And even the plastic trash bag floating with the jellyfish, it's very subtle touches that are only on screen for only a few seconds, but they're there to make a big enough impression. It lets the music and the visuals tell the story, rather than Simba saying, "Hey, this is bad because humans are bad. Kill all humans," sort of thing.
Yeah, and another really nice touch that really is kind of the icing on the cake. Nothing talks in this movie. Nothing talks in this experience, other than the team member at the beginning, of course.
Yeah.
But that really works to its advantage. You are taken in, you're surrounded, you're immersed. You really believe that you are that little sea turtle who grows up to have a great life and returns to the shore where he was born.
This kind of goes back to when we just did our review for Dinosaur and subsequently Walking with Dinosaurs, how dialogue can just as easily throw off a story, even though with words it should be easier to latch onto.
Yeah, it's just, it gives you the ability to kind of look where you're supposed to look without hitting you over the head and go, "Look out, there's a shark!"
It's not patronizing, that's what it is.
Yes, thank you. This does not patronize you. It gives you the message that you're supposed to get without really hammering it and, too hard.
Yeah.
Now, okay, at the end you do kind of see the SeaWorld people saving the turtle, and then there's the be an everyday hero. But that, you've worked up to this moment.
Yeah.
You have earned the right to go, yes, this is what we want you to get out of it. There's a crescendo, the music comes, and I get goosebumps.
Right down to the words "journey on."
I get goosebumps every single time. I mean,
this is how an environmental message needs to go up. You need to build up and explain how this works, and almost 90% of all PSAs about saving the environment fail so absurdly, but this is one of the few that really does it with entertainment and a profound message that feels like it's worth it.
This attraction just works in every sense of the word. It just works. And, I think it's for that reason I kind of have to step up to the plate here. I've got to give this a 5 out of 5. I love this attraction.
Really?
I would go back and experience this time and time again, bringing new people to experience it so that they could see what we mean.
And for the reason why we need to keep SeaWorld open and educating us about marine life.
Because it is possible to do a good environmental message without beating you over the head with it.
I think the only negative thing I have to say is there are times where the CGI does look a bit wonky. Now, let me just be clear right now. Most of the time it is absolutely stunning. I mean, it's gorgeous, like almost Pixar incredible. But there's some times where it just kind of threw me off a bit. And I think the biggest one was at the very beginning where the sea turtles are crawling out of the hole. It looked a little flat to me, but this is a nitpick, and I freely admit that. I'm still giving this a 4.5 out of 5 because I'm very, very hesitant of giving this a perfect rating. But if there's a SeaWorld attraction that really does a phenomenal job of showing us the splendor of the ocean, teaching us what we can do while showing us the dangers of being a sea turtle, but making us feel like we can make a difference and we can make lives better for them, this is it. This is the long-awaited SeaWorld attraction we waited for. Honestly, this came out like a month or so, or right about the time we started this podcast, and I'm kind of mad we didn't get to it back then.
I know. We really should have gotten over there a little bit faster. So, to me, to kind of summarize everything, and so we can bring this discussion to a conclusion, this is the kid who studied his ecology class, understands it, and can write an essay that really just brings it all home. A++ all around. Good job, SeaWorld. That's a 5 out of 5 from SurferClock and a 4.5 out of 5 from TAP-G. Now, unlike most of SeaWorld's other attractions, this attraction has no height requirements or other such restrictions from SeaWorld. But we do acknowledge that being in a 360-degree dome theater and 3D attraction, now that can be a little disorienting. Because there is a lot of first-person perspective, there's also a lot of movement through the entire thing, so tread carefully if you do suffer from motion sickness.
I tell first timers on the EAC the same thing, dude.
The show really encapsulates how beautiful the underwater realm is and how tough it can be for sea turtles out there. It's uplifting and optimistic and keeps up a great spirit. One of the best attractions at SeaWorld, bar none.
It doesn't feature real animals in the main show, which is a bonus for those anti-captivity protesters, but the manatees and the turtles in the queue do enhance the whole experience. After all, these animals were injured in the wild and are unable to make it into the ocean again. And as long as these animals are endangered, let's continue to treasure their presence just a little while longer.
Because turtles and my Manatego amigos are totally awesome, dude.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm SurferClock.
And I'm an everyday hero in a half shell.
And I'm totally out of here, dudes.
And we're What's the Attraction, where... Hang on a second.
What?
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Come on, man. We just did a Star Trek reference. You can't mix up the two unless you're J.J. Abrams.
I'm really not. Seriously. Hang on. What episode number is this?
99. Why?
Do you have any idea what that means?
That a female dog is not one of our problems?
After 3.5 years of doing this podcast, we just hit 100 episodes!
Sweet! What should we do? A party? A giveaway? A Q&A? Autographed TAP-G headshot calendar sale?
What?
What?
Actually, I think it's high time we pay homage to the guys who inspired us to do What's the Attraction?
How would we do that?
By playing video games.
My man, for real?
Stick around, everyone. Episode 100 is not going to be one you'll want to miss. I'm SurferClock.
And I'm totally confused.
And we're What's the Attraction?
Our work is your vacation. I don't know what he's got planned, but I bet it's gonna be a great one.
Hello. I heard Star Trek. Anyone?